So today we will be starting our next chapter, that is chapter 5, natural vegetation and wildlife. So the flora and fauna depends upon several relief factors. The first one is land. If the land is fertile, it is good for agriculture. Next is soil. If the soil, what type of a soil it is? If it is sandy soil, it is good for, it doesn't contain moisture, so thorny bushes can be found there. Alluvial soil, it is good for agriculture. Mountain soil, good for pine forest, especially Devdar in Himalayan region. Black soil in the Deccan Traps, they are good for cotton and sugarcane. Now the third is climate. Climate is generally the temperature. In desert, we often see that there is high climate in the day and very low climate in the night. So we have vegetation which is thorny bushes. In fertile, the diurnal temperature is good for agriculture. The next is precipitation. Precipitation, the amount of rainfall. As we all know, India is dependent on monsoon. So the higher the monsoon is, the higher it is good for crop. So next is sunlight. Sunlight is also necessary for natural vegetation and wildlife. So the next topic is ecosystem. What is ecosystem? We have abiotic components that don't have life, and we have biotic components that have life. So basically, ecosystem is the composition of biotic and abiotic components and how they interact. Like human beings, they need oxygen, that is abiotic. They need food, that is biotic. Like we often eat crops, food grains, they are biotic. So next topic is types of vegetation. There are generally 5 types. The first one is tropical evergreen. As the name itself says, tropical, within the tropics. An evergreen, it remains evergreen throughout the year. They are generally found in Western Ghats because the rainfall is intense, and northeastern region. Because of heavy rainfall, they remain evergreen throughout the year. And they are also found in Lakshadweep. They receive rainfall above 200 centimeter, and they have trees like rosewood, ebony, mahogany, etc. And the flora here found is monkeys, elephants, rhinoceros, and in Assam we have Kaziranga National Park, famous for one-horned rhinoceros, sloth, scorpions, etc. Now we have tropical deciduous. They are found within the tropics, but they are deciduous. Deciduous means they shed their leaves once in a year. They are not evergreen throughout the year. They receive rainfall between 200 to 70 centimeter. They are found in eastern slopes of Western Ghat, where rainfall is not so intense, but it is moderate type of rainfall. They are found in Jharkhand, West Bengal, Odisha, and the trees are bamboos, shal, shisham, mulberry, etc. They are also found in the plains of Bihar and Uttar Pradesh, and like in the Awadh region. and they contain trees like teak, shal, peepal, neem. UP and Bihar. Teak, shal, peepal, neem. The flora here found is, that is animals: lion, tiger, deer, elephants. Reptiles like lizards, snakes are found here. Now the next type is thorny forest and shrubs. As the name itself is, thorny, having thorns, and shrubs. Thorns are helpful in maintaining the wax that helps in water restoration in a plant. So they will be found where rainfall is scanty. So in the northwestern part of India, northwestern part is in Thar Desert, basically Rajasthan, Thar Desert. It also contains the parts of Gujarat, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh also, some parts, and western Uttar Pradesh. We have palms, acacias, and cacti, that is cactus. They have long roots which goes deep into the soil to absorb absorb water, and they release wax so that the water is restored in them. So the next is montane. As the name itself says, montane means mountain. They are found at the height of 1000 to 2000 meters. They have broad leaves. And the trees found here are pine, deodhar, silver fir, spruce. Temperate grasslands are also found here. Temperate grasslands. And they are home to various tribes, and they are the tribes are nomadic here. Tribes are nomadic, that is, they roam here and there in the search of food. Gujjar, the Bakarwals, and at higher region they found tundra. At higher region they found tundra vegetation. Now the fifth is mangroves forest. Mangroves, they are found along the sea coast in salty water, that is where estuaries are found, where deltas are there. Mahanadi, in the eastern Ghats we can find it. In Odisha it is basically found. Odisha, Sundarbans. Brahmaputra, Kaveri Delta, Ganga, Brahmaputra deltas. They provide hard timber, durable hard timber. Palm, agar, kyora. They are found in deltas within these mangroves, and mangrove played an important role in tsunami disaster. Where there were mangrove vegetation, the destruction was very low. Royal Bengal tiger found in Sundarbans is famous. We have turtles, crocodiles, gharials, etc. Now coming to wildlife. India has a rich source of wildlife. We have several national parks, wildlife sanctuaries, and several species. We have a home to lions, Asiatic lions, which are found in Gir. We have Royal Bengal tigers in Sundarbans, one-horned rhinoceros in Kaziranga National Park. We have snow leopard in Jammu Kashmir, and we are home to that what we call lion-tailed macaw, which are found in Nilgiris. So we have a variety of wildlife in our country, and we have Tibetan antelopes, which are found in the foothills of the Himalayas. We have Kiang, that is Tibetan wild ass, ibex, bear, and we have 5 to 8% amphibians, reptiles, and mammals. We have 14 biosphere reserves. 10 are recognized by UNESCO. We have biosphere reserve. The most important are Sundarbans, Gulf of Mannar, which is a rich source, Nokrak, and Nanda Devi, Kanchenjunga, Panchmani. To conserve these wildlife, we had Project Tiger, launched in 1974. We have Project Elephant, that was very crucial in conservation of elephants. So this is our chapter number 5. Thank you so much. So we have our next chapter, that is chapter number 6, population. What is population? Population is the number of persons living within a geographical area. Like, it is a geographical area. We have 5 persons living here. So the population of this geographical area is population. So the people living within this geographical area will be the population of this area. As we all know, India is the second populous country in the world, and it will soon surpass China. But every time population doesn't have disadvantages. We have a large amount of population, so we have large demographic dividend, and we need to trap this. So now in this chapter we will be seeing what are the factors, what is population, the basics of it. So first of all, the first is population growth. What is population growth? The increase in the number of population within a stipulated time is called population growth. In developing countries, it is more. In developed countries, it is at a very slow rate. And in highly developed countries like the Scandinavian countries, it is at a very stagnant rate. In Japan, the population curve is just like this. High death rate, high birth rate, but the working population is less. In India, the graph is just like this, bell shape. High death, high birth, high working population. So next is population distribution. In Gangetic Plains, it is the most populous populous area, the Gangetic Plains, stretching from Haryana to Bay of Bengal. It is the most popular region. In northeastern side, we have a less population. In down south also, the population was earlier, before the 1971 census. It was high, but when people have been evolving, educating themselves, so there is a very stagnant rate of growth within the southern states. Now next term is annual population growth. The population growth in a year is called annual growth. Increase in population in a year. Birth rate, number of live births per 1,000 person in a year. Number of live births per 1,000 person in a year. Death rate, the number of death per 1,000 person in a year is called death rate. The third component will be migration. People often migrate in the search of the first thing is occupation, good education, good source of income, and good life also. So we have internal migration, when the person migrates within the geographical boundaries of the country, from one state to another state, from one city to another city. Next is external, when the person migrates from one country to another country, like from India to Europe, India to USA. Age composition. Age composition. India has working population about 58.7%. The aged population is above 60 years, 6.9%. And the children below 14 years, we have 34.4%. This is the population composition of India. Next is sex ratio. It is defined as the number of females per 1,000 males. Number of females per 1,000 males. Last year in November, the census have came for this sex ratio, and India has done really well. It is now, the sex ratio is 1093 females per 1,000 males. Now literacy rate. How much population knows to study? It is called the literacy rate. And India's literacy rate is around 64%. Now we have occupational structure. We have three sectors of economy, that is primary. Primary relates to farming, mining and fishing, and majority of the population depends on this. Around 50% of the population depends on primary. The next is secondary, that is the manufacturing sector. The proportion is about 13% population depends on this. Next is primary, secondary, tertiary, the service sector, and 20% population depends on this. So we have the major sector is primary. Health. India has done really well. The mortality rate have lower down. In 2001 it was 8.1, the death rates. Now it is stabilizing. There is a substantial improvement in this because of plenty of factors. Earlier people were having low life expectancy, now they have good because they are getting so much infrastructure. The per capita consumption was low earlier, but now it has been good, but it is not good as per the standards set by UN. Safe drinking water, basic sanitation, amenities, these all. Adolescent population, it is really high, as we have said, 58%. So India has a great working force, labor intensive country. National population policy provides a framework for imparting free and compulsory education to stabilize, because by education we can stabilize our population by awareing people. Policy. So it came in 2000. So we have our chapter number 6. Thank you so much.